Wait, my beard.
It says we're live. Don't mess with your beard now. We're live. What beard? You cut it off. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Major. You're in the chat. Hello, hello. We'll wait for a few people to come on. It says he's here.
Is he here?
In the chat, but nobody's watching. According to the little eye up in the corner, it says 0.
Oh, there's one.
What? Oh my goodness. Hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. It is a chilly morning here in Iowa. That is my excuse for wearing my hat. Really, it's just that I didn't have time to do my hair.
Me either.
I didn't get up early. I slept in a little bit. Papa Jim let me sleep in a little bit, and I didn't get up and get a shower and get my hair done because we're really not going anywhere today, are we? Nowhere at all?
No. Where?
I don't know. I didn't know what our plans were.
Oh, I thought you had an idea in your head. I said, no.
No, I don't think we're going anywhere.
No, I just drove 220 miles yesterday. So.
You drove 220 miles yesterday while it was snowing. And tell everybody a little bit about what you witnessed on your way to your outing yesterday.
So my outing yesterday was almost 110 miles away. And I, going through the interstate, I counted on my side of the interstate going down. I stopped counting at 30 cars that were slid off the road, and one big rig, just the tractor, not the trailer, that was slid off the road.
Where was the trailer?
I don't know. I'm hoping that he didn't have one on it. And then
it's on the other side of the interstate.
When I got into the bigger city, you had to veer one direction or start turning the other direction. And when I was turning, which is the opposite, anyway,
yeah, you're backwards.
You had to go right. And there was a kid. I noticed him that passed me a little earlier. That I don't know if he was jamming out or singing or whatever, but he decided he wanted to get over, and he started coming over, and his rear bumper was even with just in front of my rear view mirror. So I slammed my brakes on, and being slick, I was in ABS mode. And I'm sliding, and he's slowing down, and I bumped the back of him.
Got in an accident yesterday.
And when I bumped the back of him, there was a police over on the right-hand shoulder dealing with the car that has flashing lights on. And I don't know if he was watching the police or whatever, not looking at his mirror. But anyway, after I bumped him, he took off.
Hit and run.
So
hit and run.
Just a little scuff on the front bumper, but yeah.
You have paint transfer?
I think I did have a little paint transfer. It was a blue car.
Little stinker.
But
hello, Pam, the blue pixie. Welcome. Good morning.
Luckily, it was like a roll, and so I think he let off his brake right at the right time. As when I bumped him, he just took off, and so
you're lucky you didn't hit him and just catapult him off.
Well, I was
into the police car and the innocent people.
Honestly, I was more worried of doing a pit maneuver on him. Because as he was coming over, I tried, as I'm braking, granted this is slick and my ABS is going off on the car. I just got behind him when I bumped him. If I would have caught him in the rear quarter, I would have turned him, and it probably would have been bad because we were in a bunch of cars. So.
Catch me in the rear quarter all the time. Speaking of quarters,
do I spin you out?
You do spin me out. Major says, oh, no, you had to get your wallet out again. Been a long time. Well, no, it's not been a long time since you had to take your wallet out. You had to take your wallet out a couple months ago. I'm gonna add to our jar.
A couple months ago.
25.
Yeah, I had to take my wallet out every time that she goes shopping.
50. 75. Let's add $1. Ooh, we passed a milestone.
Did we? Let's see.
We did. We passed a milestone.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh, it's getting heavy, too.
You put $1 in?
I put $1 in.
Okay.
Why don't you tell everybody why you had to take your wallet out a couple weeks ago or a month ago? Or was it 6 weeks ago?
Some time ago.
It was some time ago.
Which time?
Somebody was enjoying their music a little bit too much while they were driving home from work.
You mean when I got pulled over? Oh, I got pulled over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was coming home from work, and I had my music cranked up and just cruising along. And I looked up, and I thought, man, that's a state trooper. and we passed each other. And I thought, looked down. I thought, nah, that's probably a little fast. And sure enough, man, he did a Dukes of Hazzard spin around and had his lights on. And
Enos came and got you, or was it Roscoe Coltrane?
I think it was Roscoe, but I think it was Enos because he let me off with a written warning. So I was doing 10 over.
That's not bad.
No, but he said I was just a little fast for being on a kind of a roll highway instead of being.
It was probably cold and icy a little bit.
It wasn't.
No,
it was dry. It was cold but dry. But anyway, he let me off with a warning, and so.
Well, good, because we can't afford that right now because we've got to put our money towards our trip.
Someone who
did you get a speeding fine? The major wants to know.
No, it was a written warning. If I had another speeding violation, I forgot how long it was, within so many months, then I was definitely going to get a ticket. But
it's been a long time since you've had a ticket.
It's been since I got a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
I think the last time I got an actual speeding ticket was when we were first married.
So it's been a while.
Yeah.
I got a speeding ticket 10 years ago on my birthday.
Yeah. So
I couldn't help it. Music always does it. I was rocking out to music too. I was rocking out to my music, swerving in the road, having a good time.
I'm going to put 25, 50, 75, $1 in for that. And then my other news is the reason why I went 100 and almost 10 miles yesterday, one direction, was I had to do a recertification test for my job, which I don't know if anybody really wants to get into details on it, but I had to take 9 separate tests. And
these are technical things. It works as well.
Right. Yeah, they were, and they definitely updated the test to the current times. Anyway, and I passed all 9 tests. So I what do you call it? Regain, or I'm back up to being at the top level of
your industry.
Of my industry. So anyway, so I'm going to put $1 in for passing all the tests.
So in case you guys are wondering about all this money going in this jar, if you go back or if you've been following us this entire time, you have to know how much money's in the jar. It counts it for us up here, and we know we're $1 off. So I will be recertifying the amounts before we have our contest. But we're putting money in the jar every week. We're collecting our change. And then this change will go with us on our trip to just take care of incidentals, drinks, snacks, things, tolls, in case we have to pass any toll booths, things like that. But whoever can guess when we're all done, the closest without going over, will actually win one of 3 gifts, one of which would be their own counting bank for themselves. We will purchase it and have it sent to you. Or
and on the bank is pretty cool, though, because it counts as you put it in.
Yeah, he's covering the totals, so you don't see how much we've got.
But anyway, you put it in that slot, and it counts it. And it's crazy, though, because it knows if it's whatever denomination of change it is.
Yeah, we go a whole week without putting anything in. We put it in when we're here with you, and it picks right back up where it left off.
And it times out and goes to sleep. And as soon as we as soon as we put a quarter,
another quarter,
it picks it right back.
So either a bank or a mug from our merch store, a Country Mama Musings coffee mug, or wherever we go, we will send you a gift. Now, if it's one of our viewers from over on the, across the pond, we'll do something like an Amazon gift card or something, because we've got 2 friends here today from over across the pond.
Yes, we do.
North in London. Yeah. So the Major and Blue Pixie. And then Lisa's here from Yogi Hollow Farm.
Hey, guys. She
says hello to everybody. Is it cake today? We're going to do the cake. We're going to do the cake.
It's right here.
We've got our cupcake.
We got the muffin. Papa's got to stuff the muffin.
It's looking a little shaggy on the edges there.
Yeah,
it's been
treated a little rough.
I'm going to have to trim up the muffin a little bit there. Hey, let's get into our first spin.
Okay.
Should we do our first spin? Let's open up our spinning wheel of, I used to call it the spinning wheel of doom, but it's not that.
She called it because she used to use the same thing for doing chores around the house. So.
I do. There's the music.
Let me see. Do you have the chores on there?
I have all.
Clean house.
Let me tell you the chores. I have deep clean, custom cleaning tasks in the kitchen. That one's like loaded down for bear. Clean the house. We have our yes or no, savings, destination, and timed tasks. My Wheels?
No, the one that's right above Time Task is Papa.
No. All right, so let's turn on our savings 50 through 100.
No, 1 through 50 first. Don't go.
Now I gotta watch commercials.
Whoa, what's that?
I don't know, but it almost looks like our farm.
It does. That dog's too skinny to be my dog.
It's true. All right, 1 through 50.
1 through 50.
Now here's the deal, guys. It was snowing yesterday, so I did not go in and get my tasks done.
No.
I did not go shopping. I did not go to the bank. I did not go to the post office. So nothing's been done. So we have a limited amount of money to work with today. Fan that, Daddy. Show them what we got.
Well,
It's mostly ones.
it's a lot of ones.
Woo!
I mean, it looks like it looks big,
Do this.
but it's
It looks big, but
it's a poor man's wad.
I've heard that one before. All right. So today's the first time we're really kind of crossing our fingers we don't get a double because we don't have enough money to put
If we
into
do
the
get a
cupcake.
double, Papa Jim will write an IOU.
We'll do an IOU and we'll fill it in.
Guaranteed.
It's not that we don't have the money. I just don't have the money in hand at the moment. Hello, Lynn from Ann Lynn. So, okay, we're going to spin our first one. This is
All right.
the 1 through 50, and you guys will see it before me because I'm going to hold it up. Here we go. I'm not looking. Did you guys see what it is? I still haven't looked because usually there's a commercial. Oh, there's no commercial. Okay. $47. $47 in my hand.
All right, so there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 5, 6, and 7.
Woohoo! 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 46, 47. Going to be stuffed in my
You
muffin.
gonna stuff your own muffin?
Today, I think I'll stuff my own muffin just for logistics points today. Boop. Like I know what I'm doing. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. So
Okay.
that's $47 more towards our trip.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you who weren't here last week, and Lynn knows about this place because Lynn's been here. Last week, we actually spun for Mackinac Island.
Mm-hmm.
That went into the cupcake. So we are keeping track. Every week we spin where we want to go and we put it in the cupcake and then we will count them up. And whoever gets the most spinny votes, that's where we're going to go. So Mackinac Island, I've been looking up some more things for Mackinac Island, but I wanted to share with you guys. I don't know if you had the chance to see it or not. And I've already got it pulled up on screen and it's just a picture. So I'm going to share this. Last weekend, we went out on our first excursion for Team Weenie Watchers. And we went up to Clear Lake, Iowa. We are standing, how far? Okay, do you see the trees in the background, friends? Do you see the trees?
Yeah.
That's the shoreline of the lake. So that's how far out we are on a frozen lake. Standing out there, you can see we've got our little weenie dog with us. And we're standing in front of Clifford, the big red dog. And that's a big, huge kite. So that's just a picture that we took. We're going to be converting that picture into a postcard, sending it to Jim's Kitchen because he actually joined Team Weenie Watchers and he bought some adventure passes. They're $5 a piece. And so what that is he got a shout out on our video and he gets a postcard from our destination. And look, I'm giving him a shout out now. If you have not had the chance to go over and see Jim's Kitchen, he is a hoot and a half. He's a lot of fun. So I'm so thankful that he actually sponsored our last video. If you haven't seen the kite video, go on over to our channel and check out the kite video because the kites were amazing. And what did I get to do? Yeah,
she actually got to fly a big kite.
I flew a big, huge kite. I'm going to say it was at least 80 feet long.
It was long.
Big Chinese dragon.
Almost picked her up off the ground.
It did. Okay, so the major says could be better, could be worse. No reason to complain, but will anyways, just because he can. She's wanting to know how he is. Lynn loves Mackinac Island. Oops, I almost. Okay, it's a shirt underneath there. So yes, we got Mackinac Island last week.
Yeah.
So I was kind of excited about that, Lynn, because I've been doing a little research about where to stay in the area, what to do in the area. And I was a little excited that last week I was researching Mackinac, and then we received Mackinac up on our spinny wheel.
Mm-hmm.
So, but now we're not keeping track.
No.
We have no idea. But I think the top two runners are Nashville, Tennessee,
And Mount Rushmore.
and Mount Rushmore. But
I think
Mackinac Island,
yeah, Mackinac.
it's coming up. It's coming up. It's catching up. So I'm hoping everybody's having a good week so far. What have you guys been up to in the chat? Lynn says she really does love Mackinac Island. And Lynn, I think you said that you got to go there. You got to go there when you were younger with your mom, and you got to eat inside that big, the big Grand Hotel. Have dinner there. Do I remember that? Jim Major wants you to hide your wallet because I'm talking expensive stuff here. I thought, we say all the time when we're doing all of this stuff for this trip, we don't know if we're going to be staying at a KOA or if we're going to be staying at a nice hotel. We don't know if we're going to be having fine dining or if we're going to be eating out of the dumpster behind the Cracker Barrel. We don't know what's going to happen because we're not keeping track of how much money is going into the cupcake. We have no idea. Now, I could go back and I could watch all of our own videos and add it up, but I'm not doing that because I want the element of surprise. And if you guys are doing that, don't tell us.
Adventures of our adult life, we've had to do some pretty crazy things, so I'm sure we'll make everything work just out.
We'll make everything work. We've had some pretty low times, and we say our adult lives, but we got married. I was 16 and he was 18. You weren't even 18 yet when
17.
we got married. And we've had some pretty lean years. Times.
Yeah.
Even as much as 10 years ago, we raided the Sparklets bottle just to buy groceries one time because, we were on the struggle bus.
Mm-hmm.
I think though, talking about money, when we were first married, we had 2 boys by this time, and we had hit rock bottom. We had really hit rock bottom. We had nowhere to live. We were put into a hotel by family members because they had rented this motor lodge room for a week and they left early. So we had a few days there, but we had nowhere to live, no money, no family helping us.
We stayed on a friend's floor.
Oh yeah, we did all that. We lived at a friend's, slept on the living room for a little while. I mean, we had left Texas and had moved to California, and we were struggling trying to find what we were going to do. And I remember I think we had $5 left to our name. And there was this fast food restaurant called the Hamburger Stand. And it was in an old Der Wiener Schnitzel building that had been converted to the Hamburger Stand. And you get hamburgers for 25 cents.
Yep.
These cheap little hamburgers for 25 cents.
And then you got a bag of fries for 25 cents too.
And the fries were 25 cents. And then you could get a drink for really cheap. And I remember we took that last $5. And so there's 4 of us to feed. And I remember the car we were in and everything. And he drove through and he spent his last $5 to buy a bunch of hamburgers, some French fries, and a drink for us to share. And he drove us to this lookout point up on one of the highest hills where we lived. And he parked right on the edge of the lookout. I mean, if it would have been a manual transmission, I would have worried about him putting the clutch in to get started and go to back up and then fall off the edge. It was very close. And we sat there and I choked down that food because in my mind, I thought, this is it. This is our last meal. This is it. He's going to drive us right off the edge and just end it all because things were so bad. So I remember the lump in my throat. Trying to eat that food, thinking this is it. We're all dead. He's just gonna go right over the edge with all of us. And I remember he started the car. And I was like, oh my God. And he put it in reverse and we left. And it was later that week that we found an apartment, got a job. And what was really nice was the apartment. We kept passing by the apartment and I kept telling him, we need to check out these apartments. They were brand new apartments. And in our mind, I mean, we weren't even qualifying, and we didn't even have the deposits for like the crappiest apartments in the worst neighborhood in town. We weren't qualifying for. We didn't have the money for all the deposits and everything. Good morning, Heather Lynn. And she's like, we're not gonna be able to get in those brand new apartments. I said, well, all we can do is try. And so we stopped, and they had a deal. It was like the first month's rent was free.
No deposits.
No deposits. The rent was reasonable. I don't even remember what the rent was, but it was reasonable.
And I think they handled everything was electric in there, and I think the electricity was paid through them, so they turned the electric was.
We
turned
had electric. I mean, it was so new that when you walked in, like the grates that go on top of the stove, they were still in the oven wrapped in cardboard.
Right.
The toilet never had water in it. I mean, it was brand spanking new. And we got in. It was amazing. We got that little apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had our moments there, like the time I went to the laundromat right there on site. And the police showed up to escort me away from because somebody had a gun somewhere. I mean, it wasn't the best neighborhood, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. So, anyways, we survived. We've survived harder times. So I know that if we go on this trip and we end up boondocking somewhere, sleeping at a truck stop, we'll be okay. Freeze your favorite price. You've been there too, huh, Pam? Yeah, I think we've all been there at one time or another. We have.
I think it for me, it built. I don't know. I guess you could say that time right there molded me into being the man that I needed to be. So
yeah,
I needed that kick in the butt. You got to think.
And unfortunately, and I'm going to say this, unfortunately, it was because we followed other people.
Yeah, we followed family members.
If we would have stayed where we were, we were still not in the best of circumstances, but we were okay.
Right.
But we were so young in our lives that we would just up and follow family members wherever they said, hey, let's go. So that bit us in the butt a few times. So anyways, so for the hamburger stand and the hamburgers we got that day, there's one hamburger, 25 cents, 2 hamburgers, 3 hamburgers, 4 hamburgers. That was 4 hamburgers for $1 back then. 25, 50, 75, and 2.
Hang on.
Ooh, 225. He's really loading it up. 250, 275. You guys keeping track? That's $3 worth of cheap hamburgers. There's
hamburgers, fries, and sodas.
Are you saying you spent $3? We had $2 left. Is that why you didn't drive over the edge?
I had $2 for fuel to get up to the
to the top of the mountain, the cliff. Oh, so the major says it could be very difficult when you got young children as well. Yes.
When you're young, when you have kids young, it's very tough. So
yeah. So we had our first when I was 16, our second when I was 18, then 21, then 25. So we had 4 babies before I was 25. Well, I was 25.
And I was 27.
Yeah. So we had our babies pretty early, pretty young. And I don't want anybody to think they were mistakes because they weren't. They were actually planned. Isn't that crazy?
And what works out great is that they're all boys and they're all old enough that they when we do things together, they hang out. You almost they're your kids, but they're more buddies, and you can hang out and do things. And
they do. They go work out in the garage and stuff. And so Pam says her dad passed away when her mom went loopy. My kids and I ended up in a refuge for 6 months. It was utterly terrifying because we were in totally new town that we didn't know. It's scary. Yeah. It is scary, living in your car with kids and not knowing what your future is going to hold and stuff. But you make it work. Yeah. You pull through. You do okay. Yep. We did. Everybody can do that. Hello, Irene. Welcome. Well, let's do our second draw. All right, you ready? Let's do our second draw.
No Debbie Downers here.
No Debbie Downers. We're going to pull up the 51 through 100.
This is what scares me.
This is what scares. If we get a double, we're not going to have enough money to stuff into my cupcake today. Here we go, guys.
Here we go.
I'm not looking. I promise. Where's the music? There it is. Do you guys see what it is? Did you see what it is? Look, there's an ad, so I don't know what it is.
What is it?
We have to wait for the ad, and it is 55.
All
We
right,
have
we can
that.
cover that.
We have that.
All right, here, you ready? There's 20.
Ooh, the 20, the only 20 in
only
the pile.
20 pile. 20, 30, 40, 50.
50. Put some singles in there. Let's get the ones.
Well, I want the singles in case we hit. But I guess you're
You
going
know what he
to
wants
go
to
the
keep
bank.
the singles for.
That's right.
One.
Oh, I know why you want to take my singles. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Woohoo! This was a lean week, guys. 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. Going. I'm going to stuff my own cupcake again. Good morning, Daz. Expertly done, like I know what I'm doing.
Right.
I love the music. So, exciting news in the world of Team Weenie Watchers. Today is the day that we are going to take some of the name submissions. You know, I tried to do a poll on YouTube last night for something, and it would only let me give like 5 options. So I can't take the 62 name options. Some of them are repeats.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're going to pick our top 5 or 10. We're going to put them into a poll later today. Make sure you go over onto my profile here for YouTube and vote on the names that you want for our little wiener dog. The wiener dog will be named based on what you guys suggest. So we've got some great names. I'm not going to say what they are because I don't want anybody to think I'm biased. But we will be eliminating the repeats. We will be looking through and coming up with some. We want some that people will relate to. So when we're out and about and people say, hey, what's your dog's name? We don't want it to be something where they're like, what? Why'd they name it that? We want it to be something where it's obvious and it's fun. So we've got a few that we're going to be able to go through, put up on a poll. Make sure you vote, okay? And if you want to join Team Weenie Watchers like Jim's Kitchen did, contact me. It's only $5 per adventure pass. We're going to have a lot more adventure passes coming up. Again, we might be going to Mackinac Island. We might be going to Nashville, which Anne says is fun. Hello, my raindrop life. We might be going to Mount Rushmore, but we're going to be doing other things in between that as well.
Yeah, we got a murder
mystery. We will be planning another trip back up to Clear Lake to actually tour the surf ballroom and go out to the Buddy Holly crash site. Other things like that. We're going to be doing fun little things so that you can get your own postcard from our dog, whatever his name is going to be. So consider that, take that into consideration. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. And I was telling you guys last week that I looked up another channel that is doing a sponsorship to get the postcards from different locations. They charge $35. $35 for a postcard. So these postcards, by the time we, take our trip, buy the postcard, pay for the postage, $5 is a steal. $5 is a steal, guys. So if you want to live vicariously through our dog, and I am looking into what it would, if it would cut into that $5 very much if we were able to offer that to our friends across the pond or down in Australia. So I'm going to check. I have a company that I'm looking at. If we don't buy postcards on site, we can make our own postcards. So for instance, this picture here, because Clear Lake did not have
a postcard that represented what we were doing
for the kites, we're going to turn this into a postcard and we'll send this to Jim at Jim's Kitchen. So he has a picture of the dog and it's relatable to that event on that day.
But I think that honestly, I really prefer, and we will pick up stuff on site.
We did. We actually went to the Chamber of Commerce. We looked through all of their postcards. We want to actually purchase a postcard from the location, but they just didn't have anything. They had sailboats on the lake, and it wasn't representative of that
day. So.
Oh, Lynn wants to join Team Weenie Watchers. Yay! Get in touch with me, Lynn. We'll do that, and we'll certainly get you involved into our next excursion, our next adventure pass for Team Weenie Watchers. Did you notice our name today?
Oh, yeah.
It says Team Weenie Watchers on our thing today instead of Jim and Alicia.
I think that we're going to see some pretty neat things.
I think we're going to go do some neat things.
Yeah.
There are some neat, for instance, there's another place that we want to go that may interest some of you, but we're going to go see some Frank Lloyd Wright architecture that's nearby. We also want to stop at different things when we take our trips. And we announced, well, I don't know if we announced it yet. This may not be part of Team Weenie Watchers, but we are going to start a new series where in the state of Iowa, there are 99 counties. And in each county, different communities had to apply to be considered for a Freedom Rock. And what a Freedom Rock is we have a local artist. Big boulders are delivered to the location, huge boulders. And it's usually set up where they have some type of a war memorial in each county. And then he paints the rocks with all types of patriotic memorabilia that is relative
and these are
to that county. Boulders.
Big boulders. They're pretty neat.
They are. And so it's not just one scene. It's a mosaic of different scenes of different people in the community, veterans, the flag, eagles, all kinds of stuff, anything that's relative. So I told Papa Jim, I said, I think we need to make it a goal over the next year or two to visit every single county and visit the Freedom Rocks and learn about the Freedom Rocks in every area. So we'll be doing that too.
Yeah.
Hello, Inca. Good morning, love. So we'll be doing that. Do you guys want, you don't want a postcard from every 99 counties, but we can send you an Iowa postcard every once in a while when we go out on our journeys and stuff. And there's just some really great things in Iowa that I'm learning more and more about. Did you know that we purchased Iowa from Napoleon?
I did not know that.
We did. In the Louisiana Purchase. We got it from Napoleon. There's a really fun commercial out there where Napoleon is present day Iowa, and he's looking around at all the great things to do, and he's like, I really shouldn't have gotten rid of Iowa.
Isn't there the Sullivan Brothers?
There's this. Now, that's a trip we could take. Yeah. There's the Sullivan Brothers from Waterloo, Iowa, and we can do a trip on that, and then do a postcard from the Iowa Veterans Museum. They have a war museum, but the Sullivan Brothers changed the way the United Armed Forces actually work when it comes to having multiple siblings from one family at wartime. It's a sad story. There's a movie if you've ever seen the Sullivan Brothers.
I'm going to say see the movie, or if you want to go online and look up the Sullivan Brothers during World War II.
Yeah.
It's
something.
It's something.
And we've driven down there, and I remember one time we were sitting behind a train. We were sitting at an intersection, and the train was going by, and it had stopped traffic for a while. And I looked over and I saw the train yard, and it's like, oh, that's where all those boys that were lost in war, that's where their dads worked and stuff. And it really kind of brought it home. They do
talk about
if you've seen the movie, it's an old black and white movie. It's the Sullivan Brothers. Look it up. It's quite the thing. Hello, Rochelle.
The Maker says that he's aware of that.
Well, what is he aware of? Is he aware of something up above, or you're aware of the Sullivan Brothers? Which one is it there? Because we just got caught up chatting and we missed the whole thing.
But anyway, so it's something that the more you realize of certain events in history and how close to us either they originated from or are a part of. So
Inca from Finding Happiness says, hi, Papa Jim.
Hello.
I don't think she's had much opportunity to get to see you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's put our money away before you spend it. It's going to go back into the safe. The cupcake will go back into the safe. Let's spin for our destination and see. Hello, Roberta. Welcome. Okay. Decision maker. There it is.
All right. Get out of there. Let's go to destinations.
I want to make sure I don't accidentally hit on any of the chore ones because I don't want to do any chores today.
Now, her chores, honestly, are during the week when I'm at work.
And I've not done many this week.
And that way we get to spend as much time together as we can during the weekends. And then
we are doing something special tomorrow. We're taking the dog to the groomer.
Yes. Ooh. She looks like Chewbacca from Star
She
Wars.
needs to go.
So,
Wait. If Car's alarm keep going off in my head, you'll be back in a minute. Well, you're going to miss the spin, Major. You don't know where we're going to go. But here we go. I'm not watching.
Nope.
Don't look, Papa Jim. Don't look. It's going to be a surprise.
Mount Rushmore.
Oh, he's really hoping for Mount Rushmore. You guys see what it is? Commercial. I didn't see what it was.
I didn't see it is.
So we have to wait for this lady to talk about her leggings. Here we go. Chicago
by train.
By Amtrak train. Ooh, I think that's the first time this one's been selected. Our son, let me turn this off. Our son has just learned about what we're doing, about all this stuff. And it's like, oh, we might go here, we might go there. And he's like, we might go to Chicago by train. He's like, oh, hell no, you're not. Maybe we are. Chicago.
So if we go to Chicago by train, and I know there's a lot of publicity about bad things that go on, but I'm hoping that that's not in the touristy areas.
Yeah.
The tourist areas.
It's not like we're going to drive and take the wrong tour.
I'm not going to have to roll them up, kids. Type deal.
No. We will go a couple of hours from where we live. We'll find a train station, get on the Amtrak, which I think will be so much fun.
Yeah. And
it's getting so full I can actually touch money when I put my finger in there.
I think we'll be fine. I think just as long as we stay to the areas that are more touristy, which I'd like to.
I've been researching Chicago.
Here she is.
Because I've been researching Chicago. You can go on walking tours at night with a tour guide, kind of like the tour we did down in San Diego. Possibly armed. Don't know. What did you miss, Major? We drew Chicago by Amtrak train.
Mm-hmm.
But you can go on walking tours of like the gangsters, like back from the Valentine's Day Massacre.
See, and that's something I would like. I would like to see is some of the businesses and stuff that were dominated in the gangster era, and I want to get authentic deep dish pizza pie, and I want to just experience all of Chicago at its best, because I know that Chicago does have a cloud of badness and people talk about it, but Chicago was really great, especially when I was a kid. I remember because my grandparents, they lived somewhere in Illinois, and we used to go up there for visits, and I remember Chicago was not that way. And so
you've been to Chicago?
I'm pretty sure it was.
I didn't know that.
They could have told me it was.
You could have been in Duluth, Minnesota, and they would have said it was Chicago.
I could have been in Missouri, and they could have said it was Chicago. But I know that St. Louis, because there was pictures of the arch. But you got to remember too, I was a wee young lad when they did this. Just
a wee young lad. Chicago is being, or St. Louis is being added to our trip chats.
Yeah. I don't think it's our initial destination, but we may veer off on one of them, or at a later date, that might be ours. But we'll
and I just saw something pop up in a chat, and it's never mind. I thought Lisa from Yogi Hollow Farm was telling me Chicago was expensive, but she was talking about something else. And that's where we'll either be really enjoying ourselves, or based on today's submission into the cupcake, we'll be living frugally on a budget. Yeah. And it doesn't mean we're going to spend a whole week in Chicago at, $300, $400, $500 a night. That's what I wanted to share earlier, because Lynn is still in here from the Ann Lynn show. Oh my gosh. She says, everyone have a great day. Oh, she's leaving now. I was just going to tell her this. So there's this big, beautiful hotel on Mackinac Island. And if you've ever watched, there's the movie with Christopher Reeve and Jane Seymour. And there's this big, beautiful island. I thought, well, last week we hit a double. Yeah, I see it was something else. Last week we hit a double. And so we put quite a bit of money into our cupcake last week, and I thought, well, maybe we'll get enough to maybe stay a night in this beautiful hotel. No, I looked up just a regular room. It was
How much is a regular room at that big, beautiful, grand hotel?
well. Let me tell you, Papa Jim, a regular hotel at that big, or regular room at that big, beautiful hotel was $2,400 a night. Now, I don't care how nice the mattress is, and I don't care how luxurious the sheets are. Unless somebody's footing the bill for me, I am not staying in a room at $2,400 a night.
Do you have a Groupon?
Do they have a Groupon? I'll look to see if there's a Groupon. Oh, meet up with Slava in Chicago. I would do that. Yeah.
Yes.
I can reach out to Slava and see about getting together
what
for
I'll
lunch
probably
or something.
do is, if we do go to Meccan Island, is I'll probably, depending on what time of year it is, I might go in the hotel and have a towel with me if they let me, and I'll act like I'm coming down from one of those grand rooms. And
now, I think you can go, according to Lynn, you can go into
the restaurant,
right. But you have to wear a tie. And they're certainly not going to let our wiener dog in.
You got to wear a tie.
Got to wear a tie. Do you own a tie?
Papa Jim don't do a tie. I might do a bodo, but I ain't doing no tie.
I don't know, especially with my dietary restrictions. I don't know there would be much of anything I would want to eat anyways. The things I could eat would probably not,
And actually, I do like the beauty of things, but I don't necessarily need to have the expensive dining and stuff. But I would like to go in there and see the grandness of it. But
yeah, but we don't need to stay somewhere for $2,400 a night.
I'm good with a frozen banana stick,
Yeah.
Dipped in chocolate.
And
you can't have it.
I can't have, but I did find out that lots of the places that make fudge on Mackinac Island, you can get samples.
Samples?
Yeah, Lynn at Antlin said, she said she's going to send you a tie.
Good Lord. Can you send me a tutorial on how to tie a tie?
He knows how to tie a tie.
I've worn ties before.
He knows how to tie.
I probably have a tie here somewhere.
So it'll be interesting to see. Chicago. I'm so excited for another hat has been thrown into the ring. I don't know. Have we gotten a Branson yet?
I don't know. I can't remember.
So I think we know that Mount Rushmore, Nashville, Tennessee, Mackinac Island, and now Chicago are all in the ring for this competition. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if we have a Branson or not yet, because I can't remember. I'm not going to go back and watch because I'm not keeping track of anything.
Honestly, I don't even know how much money's in the muffin.
We don't know how much money there is.
I do know how much money's in here though, because there's a counter on it.
Keep track of it, guys.
I'll tell you guys. It's blank. It went out.
But if we put a quarter in celebration for possibly going on an Amtrak train, there's 25. I'm just going to grab random money.
Wait. It's not coming up.
Yeah, it did.
Did it?
Yep. And there's another 25. And there's a dime. And a nickel. Let's represent all of the denominations.
All the food groups?
The major says just get a clip-on, Jim.
Oh, a clip-on. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. We'll get him one of those T-shirts that looks formal. Yeah. It looks like a tuxedo. Yeah. We'll get him one of those T-shirts.
So it's here. What does it say in the movie? It's here to say that
I'm here to party.
But I'm here to party.
I'm dressed up, but I'm here to party. Pam says we stayed in a room at the Savoy that was normally $1,200 for 180 pounds.
If you got it, is it a Groupon?
Major.
What did he say?
I'm pointing at it.
Dang.
One of my
old chefs
was from the Savoy.
Major, have you been listening on us?
It's not true. That's not an issue at this household.
Salute.
This is how you salute the major.
Oh, is it?
With the pen to the nose. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it today, guys. If any of you crochet, we're going to be starting a crochet along.
She will be.
Yeah, he doesn't crochet.
No.
He's got other
I can do this.
Crafty things he does. That was totally unexpected. That was great. I love that you're coming out of your shell during these lives. I really, really do. He's such a fun guy. He's such a fun guy. So was the mushroom that I ate for dinner last night, by the way.
That wasn't a mushroom.
Stop. Okay, you're making the whole table shake. Oh, it's a website you can book uncooked rooms or cancellations at a fraction of the normal price because they want the rooms
Unbooked rooms.
Yeah, I'm hoping they're unbooked and not uncooked.
But I mean, I've never had an uncooked room, but I know what you're talking about.
I've had steamy rooms.
So they have, Groupons. We've been involved in some Groupons that were good and Groupons that weren't so good.
Oh, here's the big thing that's going to help us a lot. You guys ready for the big thing that's going to help us a lot? Do you know what's going to help us a lot?
No, what?
We're both going to apply for our AARP cards.
We are.
Woo!
We have got to that pinnacle in our life where AARP, and I hope we
qualify for the senior discounts.
Okay, so here's a little quick story. So my father, who was very much into not getting old for whatever reason, he started getting offers for discounts like at restaurants and stuff, and he would say, heck no, I'm not old. So finally we lived some distance apart from each other, and he came out for a visit, and we went to a restaurant, and he asked, do you guys offer senior discounts? And they said, oh, if you have this card. And literally he opened his wallet, they had the thing that come out, and they were all senior discount cards.
The accordion of cards.
Accordion, both sides. He goes, I got that card here somewhere. The funniest thing.
And so that's what we'll be doing.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to apply for some senior discounts.
I'm doing it, man. And whatever discounts I can get, I'm getting.
I have a cane. If I have to use a cane, I'll take my cane too.
You work hard all your life. It's about time that I get a little discount coming in old Papa Jim's way.
We went out to lunch the other day, and I'm starting to feel like my parents, because it was like, well, I'll take this, but I want half of it wrapped up because I can't finish it all, and a water.
Yeah, a water. At what point in your life do you start ordering water with a milk because you don't want to pay that $3 extra?
For me, it's not paying the $3 extra for a soda. It was because they didn't offer me a good alternative because of my diagnosis.
Me, it was paying that $3 a soda, because then we could leave there, go over there to the convenience store gas station and get a big soda for $1.79.
And use your discount card, or you could earn points towards money off of your gas.
You know what? I do. And I actually, if I'm at a Yes Way, I've got enough points to get me a free soda.
Woohoo! Big time. We're living big time.
I think 32 free sodas.
32?
Yeah, I got 32 free sodas. I'm not lying.
You've got 32 free sodas coming?
No, I have points that I could use for 32, or I can get roller items off the grill.
No.
But I don't get that. But I can get a soda. You can redeem them for chips. And so basically when you go in there and I buy a soda, I swipe my card every time, and I just accumulate points, and then they have membership points and stuff. And I'm telling you what, if you can.
So on our trip, if we're driving, we'll be able to get some free sodas.
If we go by Yes Way.
No way.
Yes Way.
Wow.
Yeah. And I didn't even know what a Yes Way was.
They changed their name. Yes Way hasn't didn't Yes Way used to be the other one?
No Way?
No, it used to be called Come and Go.
No.
Or do we still have Come and Go's?
I still think we have Come and Go.
I thought Come and Go's became Yes Way.
Oh, well, I'm sure Yes Way are probably buying them out. But we have Quick Stars, which is Quick Trip with a K in our northern states. But because there's already a Quick Trip with a Q here, they had to call it Quick Trip.
I want to go to a Buc-ee's.
Or Quick Star. They call it Quick Star here. What?
I want to go to a Buc-ee's.
A Buc-ee's.
Bucky the Beaver. I want to go see Bucky the Beaver.
I would like to go. Where are those at?
They're down south.
Oh,
I made a joke and I didn't even mean to.
The Beaver's down south?
Beer's the correct answer. Major wants you to know. Yeah, they're down south.
Oh.
And Lynn says, always drink water.
Always drink water. I know.
I'm drinking my water.
And so actually, by doing this, I'm actually getting the water intake that I probably need that I normally don't get, because I would prefer a diet soda And so we're trying to get away from the diet sodas, drink more water. Country Mama drinks water
Every day. I'm a good girl.
but I don't. I get my water from either sodas or occasional beer.
Don't drink it out of the toilet bowl.
I don't. My dogs do, but I have to tell them no.
Because he wants it for himself.
But no, we're so yeah. If you get to that point, get all the benefits you can get because
especially with everything going up, we might as well.
Yeah.
Is it Winona's?
Beavers.
Well, I'm wondering if
Buc-ee's.
I'm wondering if
Buc-ee's.
I'm wondering if the Blue Pixie is talking to Daz about the chef that used to work at the Savoy, or is it Winona's? When it says Winona's, if we took the train, we would be leaving from Winona, Minnesota.
Yeah, but I'm thinking. I'm trying to think of Waffle House. I haven't eaten at a Waffle House in years. And I know Waffle
like chicken
House.
and waffles.
Yes, or just waffles or whatever. But sitting. See now, maybe my thought process isn't back into the late 70s. So because I remember going to the Waffle House and they used to have the counter where it had the stools and you used to sit up at the counter and stuff like that, you know, and the blocked Waffle House sign.
Yeah. I wonder if it was a Waffle House. I remember having breakfast with my dad when I was little. I must have been 8 or 9, and we sat up at the counter. That was the big thing when you were a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sitting up at the counter.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said. I'm a good girl. Turns out that's not strictly true.
Mm.
Do you attest to that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, you don't even know. So anyway, they now see when I came into the picture with her dad.
She wants to know who owned the beaver.
Huh? What beaver?
She's a bad pixie. She was asking about who owned the beaver.
Oh.
Winona's beaver. Was that Winona's beaver?
I'm lost. Who's
we were
beaver?
talking Buc-ee's.
Yeah, Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's the beaver.
I want to know who Winona is.
Yeah,
now.
so do I.
You got some explaining to do.
So where was I
at the Waffle House.
No. See, when we were first dating, I used to work with her dad doing construction work while we were in school on the weekends in the summer. Anyway, I used to, which is strange though, because her dad was kind of on a religious level, but not super religious, but I mean more of the moral, you know, of I promised him every day that I was not doing anything with his daughter. Anyway, when we had lunch, we would each have a beer. It was the craziest thing. One beer. So
you go back to work with skill saws and
we go back with skill, but
nail guns.
You know, he was completely safe about everything about it like that. You know, like when you're working the saw.
That one time I worked the saw.
The saw, you know, and so
always kept that index finger out of the way.
I mean, you learn to work the trigger. You know, you can't. You know, it's all right. Everything's good.
That little nub still fits in the trigger area.
You can scratch your nose on it. You know. So, no.
Pam says that's a song. She'll send it to us.
What, Winona? Or
the Winona Beaver song.
Oh. But anyway, so yeah, there's some places we want to go. A lot of places in Tennessee that I would like to see.
Yeah, because we were looking at Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. Memphis is a little dicey, but again, if you stay in the decent parts, I think you'll be okay because the train does go down to Memphis. The train goes to New Orleans, and then we can get on a cruise ship.
I think that future ones I like to go to in Kentucky and stuff like that. You know, we got so much in our country that's beautiful and I like to see that everybody says, well, do you want to go? There are some places outside of the United States I want to go. I'd like to go. I'd love to go down to Australia.
Daz. Get the ghost room ready.
I actually have a cousin that her company transferred her to Australia.
We want to go to Iceland or Greenland.
Yeah, Greenland, Iceland. Which one's the cold one?
I don't know, but I want to go where I can see the Northern Lights beautifully.
Yeah, I want to go to I wouldn't mind even sneaking up to Canada someday and going up there.
I want to take the train. They have a train in Canada that goes from one side to the other. I'd like to take the train ride up in Canada because it looks beautiful.
I thought about maybe driving it because there's one road, right?
There's one road in Canada, according to South Park.
Yeah, there's one road.
There's only one road in Canada. So
anyway,
different fun things. You know, I did look up the other day. If we take a drive to Mount Rushmore on our drive, we will be passing the world's biggest ball of mud.
Yeah.
So I want to stop off at things like that. There's a Spam museum. I don't eat Spam, but there is a Spam museum.
There's Spam.
There's a matchbox or a match museum, a matchstick museum where you go in and they've built all of these incredible things. That's going to be a trip we'll be taking soon. That's within a 1 day trip.
There was a Barbie museum.
Stop. Don't be saying stuff like that after the week I had that last time. But anyway. I want to hit the unusual stops along the way. In Nebraska, there's a corn museum, and it's like a fort. The entire fort is made of corn.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go there. I just want to do the weird things and share them with you guys. And
but I want go. You know, in the most places, I like to go on the back roads of areas and stuff. Not so much Chicago.
Not Chicago. We won't be taking the back roads in Chicago.
It just upsets me that. You know, anyway, I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, don't get into that.
No, there's so much, you call it heritage, and so much.
There's heritage and nostalgia.
Right. And so, you know, even if it was some gangster stuff, I mean, that's our history. And it was neat to Al Capone or Bugs, whatever.
We just found out that where we got married down in Hot Springs, Al Capone used to hang out down in Hot Springs. I guess the gangsters used to like to go there back in the day. Here's
a fun fact. You know that Papa Jim was born in Hot Springs, Arkansas?
You were.
In the year of 1965.
Wasn't your grandpa kind of caught up in the gangsters?
He was. Not so much gangsters, but kind of in that whole, So
this family got a little history.
Yeah, we got a little history back there and who he was associated with and stuff like that. But he did own Kentucky Fried Chickens, and so if it wasn't for Kentucky Fried Chicken, I wouldn't be here. That's another story.
Thank you, Colonel.
Thank you, Colonel.
We'll give the Colonel a pen salute, Major, because if it weren't for the Colonel, we wouldn't have this guy here.
That's right.
He says it's called getting old when you have to get somebody else to do it for you, honey. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know either. I don't know if I'm at that point yet. So.
Well, guys.
Alrighty, guys.
Speaking of. Don't get all excited.
Hang on. I got to put some more quarters in there for saluting. 1.
Did you just catch that flub?
2.
Oh, nothing.
3.
Nothing.
There's $1 for whatever flub that you did.
I didn't do it.
Did I do a flip?
Yeah.
Oh.
He did a flippy flub.
I had to put a quarter in it?
I had to put a quarter in it for a flippy flub.
Ooh.
It's almost like a curse jar. What are we at? Ooh, don't tell. So, guys, go back. Keep track where we're at. We're almost ready to hit another milestone. We're almost ready to hit a big milestone on our change jar. A big milestone. Yeah, you still got cash left. It needs to be in the jar. We're adding to the jar every week. All right,
so there's 1.
Bye, Lisa.
Bye, Lisa. 2.
Bye, Roberta.
3. Bye,
We're getting ready to say goodbye.
Yeah.
What are you putting in there? 4 more quarters?
Yeah, 4 more quarters.
4 more quarters in the curse jar. We're so close to a milestone there. It's not even funny.
But anyway.
All right, let's go make breakfast. We haven't had breakfast yet.
I need breakfast. To do this young boyish physique.
You're such a nice young Amish lad. We need to feed him. We need to feed him. So thank you guys for showing up. We're just at about an hour, which I didn't think we would even go that long. But Papa Jim what did you do earlier? Woo! Signing out. Both hands.
All right.
I'm behaving myself. I'm going to behave myself. Bye, guys. We'll see you next week. Take care. We're going to end broadcast and go have some breakfast.